Hey guys, and welcome back to another 5-Minute Take. As always, my name is Brent, and I'm so glad that you've taken a few moments to join us. I wanted today to address the graduating class of 2021. To be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I've spent so much time over the years recording videos, writing letters, spoken at more graduation services and ceremonies than I could and baccalaureate services than I could even count. There's been a lot of those moments, and usually they're kind of the same, right? It's go in, encourage the graduates, try to help them to believe in their future and that they can do great things for the glory of God. But this is a different year. This is a season like none other. You are the graduating class from the zombie apocalypse that was COVID-19. And there's never going to be another one. There's never going to be another moment like this. Now, I know that could be said of any moments, but there's never going to be one that is this fraught with trauma and uncertainty again. And so I wanted to address you differently. And I wanted to say I just have one message, and it's simply this. Because most of you by now have walked across the stage, received your diploma, had the balloons, had the celebration, your mom and dads have already cried, and you've graduated. What now? And I have one word for you. Be a bold and courageous risk taker. There's a lot of people who have spent a lot of time telling you how much you've lost. And they're right. We've lost a sense of community this past year and a half. We've lost the opportunity to celebrate certain milestones and go through the typical schedules of a graduating senior year. But that song has already been sung. And so today I want to add a new tune. Be a bold and courageous risk taker. It is time for the real risk takers to stand up in the arena of rubble left behind by this pandemic and to do something significant for the glory of God. The question then becomes this: how does a follower of Jesus become a bold risk taker? I want to offer you 3 answers to that question today. Number 1, fear God and not man. The smartest, wisest, the most knowledgeable individual in the history of mankind wrote that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, which we could say also leads to wisdom and understanding. So fear God and not man. And I mean fear God. There's 2 kinds of fear. One's an unhealthy fear. God's not given us that spirit of fear where we're afraid that we're going to lose this or lose that. But there's another kind of fear that should almost characterize our outlook on life. And it's this: that we have such a reverent awe for the Creator who is forever the Lord of the heavens and the earth, that we are willing to do anything to serve and to honor Him. In fact, I'll go so far as to say this, that if you don't have that kind of awe, if you don't have that kind of fear, then you're never going to be positioned to do something significant with your life. Fear God, not man. Number 2, a risk taker's decisions are determined by a redeemed direction. There's not going to be another time in your life when you're going to be making more decisions about the direction of your future. The entire book of Proverbs could be summarized like this, I think. Keep your foot on the path, kid. And so I would tell you, if you're going to be a risk taker for the glory of God, there's a path that you have to choose. It's a path that is not easy. It is a path that is not, dare we say, safe. It is a path that is adventurous, but it is the pilgrimage of the soul that belongs to God. So I'm going to ask you to go on a journey. Happy are the people whose strength is in you, Lord, and whose hearts are set on pilgrimage. That's the kind of journey I'm asking you to go on. A redeemed direction that has one end in mind, and that is to further the kingdom of God. The third component of a risk taker is this. The third component is simply that they reject purposeless paradigms. There is an idea out there that's, you know what you should do? You should go to college and you should not too quickly, but sometime after college, find your significant other, get married, have 2.3 kids, get a mortgage and a half, get a minivan, get a car, stay in debt most of your life. That's life. And I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you're a redeemed risk taker, you reject purposeless paradigms. Marriage is great. Education is great. Having kids is a blast. But don't do it devoid of a vision. Let the vision that God has for your life determine all the rest of the decisions. Therefore, you reject purposeless paradigms. Risk. Be willing to risk it all. Be willing to risk everything for the one thing that can change anything. And I promise you, you'll never live a life of regret. God bless you.